Can someone please confirm if my screen is visible? Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, guys, before we start, just wanted to let you know I'm not well today, suffering with fever and sore throat. So you may not feel that energy in my voice. So please bear with me for some time. I may mute sometimes, right? May take a break for a minute or so. So please bear with me for some time. I still didn't want to skip the classes, hence we are continuing the session. But you may face this. So I just wanted to let you know that in advance. Okay. I'm still waiting for a few people to join. Meanwhile, I did check your task, which you guys have done. I think most of you, in fact, all of you have done it correctly, except here and there. And but still, here it was very easy. Whatever task I had given you, you just had to sort of copy paste. You guys had to do, which you in actual world also that's what you will be doing, but at least you should have some understanding. So if I talk about this task here, it was task number 14, I guess, right? Or 15. Yeah. So here I asked you guys to take this address space, but with this I also mentioned that uh, choose any if you are comfortable with another range. So I did not see any one of you using other range and smaller range. What I was expecting or what you should try here is uh, because here I just wanted two PCs, only two computer. So you could have avoided this large address space 16 and you should have taken the smallest one. I mean, whichever is feasible for one PC or two PC. Or if here if I've given 24, so at least you could have taken similar like this. Yeah, the bigger the number, smaller the IPs you get, right? So 16, which means we are taking IPs in millions. This is in thousands, I guess. Somewhere that calculation is already there on the portal. So this approach you can try whenever we have next task, right? You're not comfortable, don't leave the task. This is the reason I've given you, because most of the time in your actual environment you will get this. All the time you will get this address space. You are not going to decide because you don't know other team, are they using the same address, right? This application, it is coming from some it is being accessible from some other organization or from some other company, right? So maybe they have whitelisted only this particular range, so you can't deviate from this range. The point is you exactly will get this and you exactly have to follow this. This is an actual environment, but still I would recommend you guys to try here different range. And if when I write this in bracket, if it is written clearly like this, then please go ahead with this. But when I write something like this, that choose any region when you're comfortable, or choose any size if it is not working, choose any uh, other address space if you're comfortable with other range, right? Then give it a try. If there is any error, we are always here to, I'm always here to help you guys. Yeah, but rest everything was good. Ping issue was not there. I think one or two of you did face some problem, and later you guys figured it out yourself that it wasn't because of networking issue. Servers were not pinging because it was operating system firewall. Even that issue you will never face in actual environment. In actual environment, you will see all the firewalls of servers are always off and they use a network level firewall, right? ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का फायरवॉल बंद करके रखते हैं. इट इज देयर इन बिल्ड इन देयर इमेज इटसेल्फ. कोई इमेज बना लेते हैं जिसमें ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम का फायरवॉल ऑफ है, so it's by default it is off, right? And then they control all the traffic at network level, so they don't have to go to individual operating system, so they control it at network level. So if at network level firewall is off for ping protocol, ping use ICMP protocol. So for that particular protocol, if firewall is has given the exception, so it's for all the servers. You won't have to do anything extra. So that's how it is achievable in real environment. It's kind of easy, right? Uh, I was a part of a summit, guys, recently, and I'm still, by the way, I'm still waiting for a few more to join, hence I'm just sharing these details. So I was a part of a summit recently. There I was, we were discussing things, and what is my observation, with this AI, the work which we are learning now, it's not going to last for a long time. Doesn't mean it's going away in a month or so. When I say long time, maybe a decade, right? So please consider that you understand it very well properly. Why? At the one hand, I'm saying that this is not going to last for a long time. Instead, I'm saying it consider, because instead of this, nowadays, clients, companies, CTOs, they are expecting some automation. That why should I hire a guy and pay 50 or 16 LPA, right, or 18 LPA or 20 LPA just for him to create servers for me? Nowadays, I have ChatGPT, right? I have Gemini. I have so many AIs. I can simply write a command that give me a PowerShell script. Even a guy who's non-technical, he can write in a plain English, plain or simple English, that give me a PowerShell command, which will give me a machine like this. I need a machine of this RAM, this size, this GB. Give me a command. And you can run that command very simply on Azure. So you can eliminate three engineers and have only one engineer and get this done. So this is going to be future. Still, that doesn't mean you can directly go towards automation, right? Who can do this? A person who knows how we are doing it, how it happens actually. Only that person will be able to work automation also, right? If you don't know that there is such thing called auto shutdown while creating a machine, your automation is not going to give you a pop-up that do you need auto shutdown or not. You will have to mention, okay, there's a feature called auto shutdown, give me a script to use it, right? So this knowledge around 5 years down the line you will be able to use using automation. And when I say automation, it is a part of DevOps. Trust me on this. Today, tomorrow, 5 years down the line, you guys will have to learn DevOps, unless you want to just get stuck at 15, 16 LPA, 20 LPA. That's a different story. But if you're planning for a long time, if you're planning you want to cross 25, 35, etc., right? Good packages in market, you'll have to learn DevOps. So try to understand the manual efforts properly so you will be able to relate the automation, right? So please be focused on this. Okay, I see we have, sorry guys, we have good forum. We can get started. Before that, do you guys have any doubts, any questions on what we did in last session, networking, whatever we have covered under networking till now? Do you guys have any doubt, any questions? What we have done, we have discussed private versus public IP classes, private versus public IP, then its classes. We discussed VNet, that's particular to Azure. Then we discussed subnet, and we discussed a funda of usable IPs, right? So, any doubts, any questions in that, guys? Yes, no, maybe. Sure.
No, Solver. I just have one doubt
Hmm.
on that address space which you mentioned. And so, means how do we uh, decide what address space we going to put while creating the subnet?
Okay, got your question. Any other guys? Any other questions? Yes, Ayman, Rishad, Harun, Kizar, Mehruz, Nagma, Rizwan, Sana, Shaheen, Surbhi, Vedant. Any questions, guys? I have been telling you this is very important. Networking, it's not something where I have that liberty that I can tell you ठीक है यार इसको उतना important नहीं है कभी आता है कभी नहीं आता. No, that's not the point, right? You uh, have to have knowledge about it. This is an essential part, because if you do not understand this, you will not understand storage, you will not understand load balancing, you will not understand your past services. In fact, compute segment, which we have already done, you won't understand the communication of them. Now you just know how to create machines, how to use them. You will not understand them properly unless you know the networking. So any doubts, any questions? Okay, I'll take that as a no, and we'll start. Coming back to your question, Obed. Don't worry now, whatever we will be doing in today's session, that will answer your question automatically. Right? By the way, his question was that how do we know that which cider to be used? Very first thing, you don't have to worry about it. I told you that your engineer will tell you, or sorry, your architect will tell you, or your low level diagram which you will get, you will always have the address space. Why will you have it? It's not that always that it's a difficult task or it's a big task that you can't do it, because there are many hidden things in background which you are not aware of, which you don't know. Like I told you, let's say there's an application you are building or you are hosting that application at your at your infrastructure, at your space, your address space, or your domain, correct word, right? But that application is going to talk to some other application which is in some other company. For example, UT-Kloud is hosting an application and you guys are creating servers for them. But that application is going to talk to Tsoft. Now, Tsoft has whitelisted only a particular range of IP, right? Based on that, your architect will give you that create your applications only on this particular range. No matter how much is the wastage is, whatever it is, they have thought through it. So you guys will always get a number. Don't worry about it, right? But what is the rationale behind it? That is, I'll still discuss with you how they calculate, right? So let's start. Though it's not a part of Azure administrator job, not a part of AZ 104, but still for you to have better clarity, I'll still discuss this. So let me open Paint. When you get your build sheet, you will always have VNet, subnet that use this existing subnet, or create a VNet with this range, this IP, this CIDR. It should have these many subnets, this range, this IP, this CIDR. And then within that, start creating machines. 5 machines in subnet 1, 10 machine in subnet 2, and that too not any random, right? Uh, let's say that I'm using Windows 2019 for my backend. It could be for any reason, maybe database compatibility. For database compatibility, I do not want to use 2022 or 2025, server 2022 or server 2025, right? So I may tell you, your architect team may tell you that use a VNet. This should be the CIDR. It should have 3 subnet. This is the CIDR of the subnet. Subnet name will be backend. Create 5 machines of 2019 in backend subnet. Create 5 machines of 2022 in uh, engine subnet, or whatever you call it, backend database subnet, right? And 5 machines or 10 machines with 2025 server or Linux server with uh, in public subnet. So you guys do not have that liberty to do it with your own choice कि यार मुझको ये यहाँ पर अच्छा लग रहा है. No, it understand one thing, they are not coming just randomly. कोई चिट उछाल दी and then they decided कि यार public subnet में इसको डाल देते. It's not happening like that. They do a thorough study. Trust me, guys, building a server won't take, and especially with the automation, it won't take more than 2 weeks for building all these 15 servers. 2 weeks more than enough. That too, I'm talking about with one FTE, with one full-time employee, one resource, 15 servers, 2 weeks, more than enough. Everything, testing and everything, more than enough, including VNet, subnet, everything. But the planning for this will take 2 months, right? So if your architect team is giving you a low level diagram and if they're asking you that, okay, there should be one VNet with particular CIDR, if they're saying that it has to be in 10.10.10.10 inside at 16, right? And name of the VNet should be VNet 1, and there should be one public subnet, right? Public subnet 1, then public subnet 2, and public subnet 3, right? And the range of this one should be, let's say, 10.10.10 slash 24 slash 24 slash 24, anything like this. If they are giving you specific range, you have to build like this. You do not have that liberty to decide it by your own. And let's say if, okay, let me make more realistic. Okay, so Let's say these are subnets. This is your VNet. This is your public subnet. This is your backend subnet. That can be called public subnet or front end subnet. सिर्फ नाम देने से कुछ नहीं होता. Just because I call it as a DB subnet doesn't make this as a DB. It's just a name. What configuration I do, that will make changes. Now, if I have asked you to make 5 Windows 2019 servers in DB subnet, right? So you don't have that liberty कि यार चलो इसको किसी भी सबनेट में बना देते, क्या ही फर्क पड़ना है, right? He has asked 5 2019 server here, 5 2022 servers here, right? You can't say that ultimately I'm giving you 10 servers, 5 2022, 5 2019, be it in any subnet. How does it matter? Please take it. No, you can't say that. Why? Because behind this, there is a detailed study. Maybe there are some codes, there's a application which is written in newest language, maybe using Python or Java's latest language, which doesn't support 2019 at all. So if you give them 2019 for application subnet or public subnet, it's not useful for them. Maybe they're using SQL 2012 database, which doesn't support server which is beyond 2019. So 20, if you give them 2022 here, server 2022 here, the database is not going to support, right? So it is not helpful for them. Are you guys getting the point? That why it is important to stick to low level diagram and why you don't have, it's not about that you they don't trust you or you don't have that ability. The point is you don't have that access to that knowledge what your architecture team had. Because your architect team, they were sitting with DB team for a month and they were discussing, okay, which version do you have? They were sitting with vendor, they were sitting with Oracle, they were sitting with SQL team, they were sitting with application owner, they have discussed with developer also, right? That okay, what kind of application are you writing? Which language are you using? What are the supported operating systems are there? Based on that, they have given you a design, right? That is the reason you should follow it blindly. Is this point clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
And now you know that why would you say this in your interview that we used to get low level diagram and we used to follow that, right? We were not decisive authority, but I know how exactly it works and I know how they decided. What are the factors they decided? Factors are that compatibility with the application, compatibility with database. On that basis, they select machine size, machine operating system, etc. IP range. On what basis they decide that how many application servers are they using. Today they're using 5, but maybe down the line, 5 years down the line, I may have 15 servers here, right? Accordingly, I will select my subnet. Database, today I'm just using 5, and I'm sure that uh, in entire lifetime of this application, I'm not crossing it from 8. Still, considering a few more, let's give 15 IPs here. So this is the benchmark they select. This is the benchmark. They come up with a usable IP. I did have one example here. Let me see if we still have it here. So you have to come up with a number and then how do you decide that? Yeah, here it is. So my today's requirement, I hope this is readable for you guys. By the way, this is not a part of 104, guys. I'm repeating. This is just for your knowledge, so you get the confidence. You should be able to speak in your interview, but never say that I have designed a network. Right? It will come with plenty of questions. Many questions will come as follow-up questions, and you will not be able to answer them. You will not be able to answer them, and then your interview will be hijacked. You are there to give an interview as an Azure admin, stick to that. If you have some extra information, sure, give it to them, but with a declaration, with clear communication that this wasn't my responsibility, but yes, I attended few calls, so I'm aware how it worked. I know the rationale behind it, but it wasn't my job. Right? So you have that option all the time to say, no, I don't know this. So this is how they calculate. Let's say that my today's requirement is 200 hosts. As of now, we're talking about just a VNet. Subnetting part we'll talk later, right? So let's say that we are just what are we doing here? We are planning a company. My today's requirement is 1200 hosts, right? Now, when I say 1200 hosts, doesn't mean that 1200 machines. It could be anything. As of now, I'm sticking to IP address, right? It could be 100 VMs, 50 printers. Even printers have IP address. I hope you guys understand, right? Uh, 12 SharePoints, whatever it is. When I say host here, I'm talking about IPs. 200 IPs is my today's requirement. Future requirement, I'm considering 20 more I may need. What is the total number as of now? I have 220. How many departments do I have? Now, what do I mean by departments? As in, how do I want to segregate them? It could be department, it could be location, it could be region, it could be two segregated companies, it could be anything, right? Now, what is the overall requirement? This is for one. This is for one. Similarly, I have two departments. So, what am I saying here? My overall requirement is 200 today, future 20, total 220, and I have two departments. So what is my total requirement, guys? 440 IPs. Sorry, guys. This is the reason I told you initially that I'm not well today. So please bear with me for this. So 440 IPs you required in total. Now you required 440 IPs, right? Which CIDR should you be using?
/23.
See, the answer is already given here. If I use slash 24, how many IPs am I getting? 256. If I'm using slash 223, how many IPs am I getting? 512. 512 is obviously a bigger number than 440, right? So I am going to use 440. This is how you decide that which slash are you going to use. By the way, you don't have to remember this number. Okay, slash 24 में कितना आता है, slash 23 में. This is already there uh, while creating your uh, subnet or while creating your VNet. It's already there. And by the way, third-party IP calculators are also there. You just type on Google IP calculator, and yeah, you will have many of them. Right? Uh, Still, I can't just go with 512 blindly. I have to make sure that each one of getting 220 because there's a concept of usable IP also, right? So if I convert that into subnet, still I'm going to get 256 if I did how many if I get total IP of 256, how many are usable IPs, guys? What is the formula?
251.
251.
251. So is it considering, is it
251.
fulfilling my requirement?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
it
Yes.
is, right? So that is how you calculate. Now look at this one, next example also. Today's requirement 50 hosts, 50 IPs. Future requirement 100. Departments 9. This is very interesting. I'm specifically saying 9 departments. What is the total of this? Total requirement my as of now till here? 150, right? 9 departments. What is the final requirement I need? 1350.
1050.
1350, which is suitable range for me. You can open your portal also and give that answer to me. Go to VNet or open any calculator or it's there in front of you. Which one do you think is
Sla-
suitable for me?
/21.
Slash 21.
Slash 21.
Slash 21.
21.
Okay. What about slash 20? 22.
It will give less number of IPs.
Yes, it will give you total 1024, right? So now if I take slash 21, you guys are saying, right? Yes, guys, 21. Is it doable, suitable?
Yes.
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 Okay. So this is how, I mean, I do have more calculation into this because if you divide every subnet, then how much are you going to get? We are not getting into that. That's core networking concept. Sometimes you have to be more careful. This we have already covered in my last session. I gave you an example of 512. For example, if this is the IP, let's forget everything. I'll just make it very simple because I don't want to uh, cover the complete networking segments. That's for networking team. So 23 gives me 512. Let's say I tell you that my requirement is uh, 500 and yeah 510 IPs total. Is it good? Is it suitable for me? Is it suitable? If my I've considered my future prospects, everything I've considered, and given you the number 510. So is slash 23 a suitable for me?
No.
No,
Why
it will
not?
not,
No.
because there will be the concept of unusable IP.
So what is that calculation? Minus
5 will be
Minus
reserved for
5.
Five,
5. So what is total
Minus 5.
usable IP?
507.
507.
507.
507.
507. Okay. Now I tell you that fine, I need 506 IP. Is it suitable for me? I've
Yes,
considered
it
all
will.
the future. Okay, don't say ek hi zyada hai. That I have considered. I'm telling you it won't go beyond 506. I've already calculated hundreds of them ahead. So it's okay. But I need 506. Don't give me less than that. Even if I don't get one extra, I'm okay. I need 506. So is it suitable now?
Yes.
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 But this is half
Yes.
information. And now I tell you, sorry, actually, I forgot to tell you that I want to divide this into two. I have two departments, which means uh I will be having two subnets.
Subnets.
Right? Now, if I have two subnets, what will happen, guys?
10 will be
10
deducted
usable
from
area.
512.
So let's say I divide them equally, right? Slash 24, which will give me 256 IP, right? Second subnet I'm using, second department 256, right? What is the usable IP now? What are the usable IPs in above case?
251.
251.
251.
251 and then
Two-
251. What is the total now?
502.
502.
502.
Is it matching my requirement?
No.
So are you getting it?
No.
That's what this calculation was. But I don't want to spend time on this. This isn't for you guys. This was for networking. We used to use that. So leave it. But did you try to understand that what I was trying to do here? Don't want to go with 9 departments and then explain that and confuse you. But are you guys understanding it well? That when the moment you say VNet, it's okay. But you will require subnets also. So you'll require the complete information. And based on that and everything, you get your CIDRs, you get a range and everything. So you please make sure you blindly follow whatever you get that. Whatever you get it, blindly follow it simply. But you should have the rational about it. You should have the idea about it. So is this clear to everyone, guys? That if I'm asking only one subnet, I'm okay with this. But I'm saying I have two departments, I'll be doing this calculation. So the moment I do this, every subnet will minus 5 IPs, and then I'll be end up with 502 IPs, usable IPs, which is not fulfilling the requirement. Is this clear to everyone, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So this was sort of revision for us. Right? Now let's start. Let's go to the portal. Go to any VNet. Today we are going to see two different VNets, obviously different subnets then, and then how are they communicating with each other? Now, what have we seen? One VNet, multiple subnets, and how the machines are communicating with each other. Correct? Everyone is clear with
Yes.
this? Guys,
Yes.
please make sure
Yes.
to delete your resources. I think Sana, you are done with your practical. Harun, you're done with your practical. Khizar, if you're done with your, I think you achieved that, right? Keyboard. So please delete them. Uh, Fine. So what we are going to do today is create two virtual machines, different VNet and different subnets. Obviously, if VNets are different, subnets are different, right? So let's go ahead and create that. So I'll go there. And guys, I will be using a Linux machine from now onwards because it is easy to create, gets done quickly, right? But I have already shown you how it works on Windows. You guys can try Windows. Okay, Ubaid says that tomorrow is the last day for our free subscription. I will need a volunteer, guys. Uh, so please let me know who can help us. We'll have one more subscription. We'll follow the same. I think Zaid has already done that, and this time Gauss has created it. So other than Zaid and Gauss, I need one volunteer. Please do let me know post session, not now. Just ping me on WhatsApp, and I'll guide you how to create one subscription. Sorry. Okay. I think Azure it's still slow. By the way, I'm sure you guys, I shared one picture where I have mentioned in brief Azure and AWS recent outage, what happened. And there was one more EY's data leakage. These are very big news, especially nowadays. If you go for an interview, someone will definitely ask you that, are you aware of this? Do you know what happened? What do you think we can do to avoid that? Right? So Azure, AWS, almost similar DNS. Single region dependency, we can avoid that. We have already discussed that. EY data leak, I'll cover that when I come to storage concept. This is working very slow, guys. Let me explain the theory part to you while this is being done. Okay. Or we'll do it maybe while machines are being created. By default, can virtual networks talk to each other, guys?
No.
Okay. Again, this practical, it's called VNet peering. You guys can do it, sorry, individually, or you guys can do it uh, in a pair. One of you can create, the other one can create another VNet, another machine, and then try to do this. But you will require some sort of accesses. I'll explain everything, don't worry. So this is, I am calling as UT-Kloud VNet or UT-Kloud VM. It is in East US, not using any infra, trusted standard I'm taking. I'm going with Ubuntu. If you are not comfortable with Linux machine, stick to Windows and make sure to turn off the firewall whenever you're dealing with this one. Make sure to turn off the firewall. As of now, check all of them. We are yet to discuss that. Maybe tomorrow we'll start with this. I'm creating a different VNet. Make sure if you're doing it individually, make sure you do not end up creating both the servers in same VNet. Otherwise, you will not be able to perform the practical. You will be happily see, yeah, it is pinging. When you both servers are in same sub VNet, they are pinging. Definitely, they are pinging. Right. So I'll name it as. See, you can create virtual network while creating a machine, or you can create virtual network first and then create machine. Up to you. Okay, let's cancel this. I'll create VNet. It will give you more clearer picture. Time consuming, I understand, but our purpose here it's not to just cover number of hours. Purpose is to understand few more things. So ignore whatever VNets you guys have it here. I'm using my own subscription, so focus on that. Resource group, it is not a compulsion. They can be in same resource group, they can be in different resource group. I will create both of them in same resource group so it becomes easier for me to delete it. You guys can create, obviously you can create it in same resource group, but if two of you are practicing, then having them in different resource group will not impact. I'm naming this resource group itself as VNet peering. This is a virtual network name, UT Cloud VNet US. This is how I'm naming it. Just because I name it as US doesn't mean it will become a US VNet. I have to select region here. If I name it US and select South India, where will it be deployed, guys? Sorry, West India. Where will it be deployed? Will it be
West
deployed in
India.
West
US or
India.
West India?
West
West
India.
India.
So I hope you understand just naming something will not make any changes, right? So as of now, I'm taking any US because I'm not specifically saying East US. Okay. Or let's stick to East US otherwise. While creating machine, I won't remember this and it will keep searching. Remember this. This is in East US 2. Why do I need this while creating the machine, guys? Can't I just go ahead and create a machine in East US and use a virtual network which is in East US 2? Can I do that? Machine I want to create in East US and I want to use a virtual network which I'm creating in East US 2. Can I do that?
No, sir.
Are you
No,
sure? Everyone?
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes, we can't. Simple. Okay, here I'm taking any range. Okay, tell me guys, can I take this range? 29. My requirement is to create one machine here, one machine in another VNet, and that's it. No future requirement, nothing. One machine is my requirement. Can I go ahead with 29?
Yes, it will
Yes,
work.
we can.
Yes.
yes, you can.
My requirement is six virtual machines. Can I go ahead with 29?
No, it
No.
doesn't work.
No,
It won't.
Work.
Why not?
because we are going to have subnet as well, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm going to have only one subnet then. What is the problem?
5 IB will be
Five.
deducted.
Yes. Use the word, guys. I'm looking for the
Yes.
word. What is the problem? What is the concept you are applying here?
Usable IPs.
Usable
Usable
IPs. These are
IP.
total IPs. We are looking at usable IPs. Okay. By the way, why am I getting this error here? Why is it red? Is it because of name? What does it mean? Can someone explain this error to me?
Address space we have chosen 24. That's why
24.
it is bigger than what our VNet's address space we have taken.
Perfect. Good observation, Shaheen. I'm saying that in my VNet address space, I have total 8 addresses, right? Everyone knows subnet is a part of VNet, and I'm asking my subnet to use 256 addresses. आपके पास है टोटल 8 और मैं बोल रहा हूँ यूज करो 256. Is it possible in any way?
Not possible.
Not
No.
possible. We'll change it. We have 20 seconds left. Do you guys need a break? I'll take that as a
Yes.
no.
No.
Let's continue without taking a break. Let's rejoin immediately.